G'day everyone, Steel Horse here. Welcome. We're on Griffin, Indiana, and we've just rolled into June. And it's a bit of a landmark day. It's time to sell the very first of our Angus. So with harvest season about to kick off, Kevin's keen to get some more stock in, and our oldest Angus are coming up towards 3 years. They'd probably put on another couple of $100 if we waited, but we're going to be pretty busy over the next couple of months. And Kevin had to do a run down to the animal dealer anyway, so yeah, because he wanted to pick up some more calves. So this is just an opportunity to take the first of our Angus herd down to the sale yard while we buy some new ones. But also we're waiting for the bank. They've verbally said that the loan for the harvester is approved, so Kevin's just waiting for that to roll through into his account. The order's due for delivery today at the equipment store, so we might head over there after we've sorted out the cows and see what's going. Our barley field's not ready to harvest, but nonetheless there are some in the district that are starting to show as ready, and so Kevin's pretty keen to put in place his strategy of picking up as many harvests as he can to start the process of paying for this nice fancy new harvester that he's sorted out. So we'll just we'll get these livestock down to the store down to Larson's, and we'll take it from there. So here we are. We'll just unload our six cows, 20,000 in the bank, so that's a nice little start to our ranching business. So he's pretty happy about that. Let's see if we can organise some more milk cows while we're here. We just want straight 12 of, how many can we put in here? We'll get 12 milk cows. That was the plan. And we want another 18. Oops. 18 Angus brings us up to the max for the trailer. So that's that'll take our stocking levels up just a smidge, and then put us in a good position to get through the next couple of months, when hopefully we'll generate the funds to be starting to think about another field, and therefore the ability to put in another pasture. Let's get these back up. We'll drop some in Woody End on the way past, and then we might have a look at the stocking levels when we're at Woody End and just sort of see where things are at. You can see our soybeans have come up nicely there. So we'll just take 6, I think, out of 6 of the Angus out here. So if we look at the current situation, up at Woody End, we've just got 36, and they're going to be another year or more before they're looking to breed again. So gradually we can be filling this up with the calves. We'll put, what do we got there? In the open pasture up near the meadow, we've got 30, 42, 48. And 6 of those are about halfway through the reproduction. So we could put 6 up there. And let's look at the home pasture. That's probably the lightest stocked at 36. And there's 18 of them that are in various stages of reproduction. So we can probably put 6 in there. So really we just want to be dispersing 6 into each pasture at this stage. Seems to be the right strategy. And of course the milk cows will go in the milk shed pasture by the front gate. So we'll drop 6 more off here. And the rest go back at the main farm. That should be all we need to do with the animals for today. With any luck, our soybeans are all in good shape. So as you can see, there's some weeds on there that we need to take care of. So we do need to deal with that. The other field will be fine because we ploughed it. And we need to send the truck down with some milk, which we'll take care of in just a second. Let's drop the last 6 Angus off. And there we go. So that's all our Angus delivered. Now, of course, I've managed to leave the milk tanker right in front of the drop-off point, I think, for the cow shed, for the milk shed. So that's a bit of a nuisance. Let's just check that I'm not misremembering. I am not. And I don't think we can squeeze in there. So we'll have to do a little bit of shuffling. Put it here the other evening just to try and make sure to remind himself that he needed to send someone down with the milk, but as is always the way, then suddenly it's in the way for the next job that you want to do. There's a little bit of milk to sell, which is great. We'll just pop that around the front and we'll put the truck back on there and send our helper off with that shortly. Scooch you around in front. Stay clear of the drain pipe on the end of the shed and put the rest of these Holsteins in. That's the trailer emptied. I'll just pop you back over in our park. And we can send the milk tanker off to do its thing. Didn't line that up very well. That's much better. So 2,500 litres, and we're going to take the milk to Dairy Milk. Off you go. So that'll work fine. If we look at our cows now, 24 milk cows, and they've got 2/3 full of feed. So what we might do, it's coming up towards 9 o'clock. We might head down the store. And in fact, what we might do is go down in the tractor so that we can pick up a weeder for that field. It might be time to, we've got a little bit of cash, and with the loan that we're taking, we should have enough funds to be able to purchase a weeder, and we need the hose, so let's go and get that under control. We'll see you down the store. So true to their word, the bank have come through just before they opened their doors and delivered us the $750,000 that we were seeking. It didn't come without strings, of course, so our interest rate is up to 9%, and we've got a pretty hefty loan now. So that's just how things go, but it does put us in a position to pay for all our stuff. And wow, sometimes you can be lucky. Now, how wide is that? 15 point. Well, that's 50 feet. So that's pretty much the size header we were going to get. The Honeybee headers are lovely and have a heap of options that I'm not sure we can afford. But given that the matching John Deere header we were looking at was going to be 100, I think we'd be crazy not to pick up this Honeybee header and take advantage of it. So we might buy that guy. We were going to buy the header anyway, so that was a bit unexpected. Let's just go and deal with weeders, and then we can sort out the harvester. Now, this guy here, I think, will do the job just nicely. So I'm going to buy one of those. Yeah, why not? Let's buy. So that'll take care of that. And let's go and sort our harvester out. So the one we wanted was this modded version here, just because it's got a few extra options and things. We want the tip up extension. Continental tires are fine. The standard wheel setup is okay. Aussie would be interesting, but we'll take the US config given we're in Griffin. Kevin's a premium man, so the premium lights and radio. Stickers aren't going to worry us. A hitch, and we want the long foldable spout and rear wide rear access steering. It is number 1, and Kevin has plans for more, but we'll see how we go, and we do want GPS. So at 604,000, our loan disappears very quickly, and off we go. And we'll also need to buy a trailer for that Honeybee header, which is right there. So we'll buy one of those. Now we might need to come back down in the ute to sort the Honeybee out, but that's okay. Let's go and get this weeding under control. And we can have a little think of some contracts. That really is a large header. Now, are we going to damage our crop? There's every chance we have the wrong tires. Maybe not. The crop is young enough. Excellent. So let's get our weeding under control. Made a job. Three headlands. Start in the center so that you're running the same way we did the fields. And that looks good. It starts at the bottom corner, so let's just run across there. It's always a bit scary when it throws up a big plume of dust and you worry that it's pulling up your freshly struck crop. No, we're getting rid of the weeds across there, so that's all good. And when we get to the other side here, we should be all good to go. So we'll take the first waypoint and off we trot. That's all good. We took out all the weeds coming across here, so while we go off and play with the new harvester, our tractor there will take care of the weeds in this crop, which is terrific. Well, let's head down and grab that header. But luckily they gave me just enough room to get in between the pole, and the extra wide axle on the back just makes this a little bit easier to maneuver. I've put the header trailer on the ute, and this trailer is just a little bit tricky, and there's a couple of quirks to it that you want to be aware of. So the trailer is actually in two pieces. As you can see, there's sort of a link, well, you can almost see the linkage between the the ute and the trailer. But if we line, and we'll just fit, if we line up the rear wheel of the trailer roughly with the right wheel of our harvester, you can see the linkage in there. We can come in here and you'll see the two implements on the back. We want to disconnect the rear one, and just drop him there and pull this guy out of the way. We're going to want to turn around and get up the other end of the header. We'll back roughly into position. We shouldn't have to move the harvester very much. Let's just get ourselves sort of in this position here. Now if we jump back in the harvester, you'll see now we've got a connection option for the trailer, which we can use. We can now reduce the amount of reversing that we've got to do, and if we put the head, or the left hand end of the header roughly near our trailer here, when we jump in the ute and just fire it backwards with any luck, we should get an option which will then, connecting it will pull it straight off the harvester. So we're all connected to the header and good to go. So what we might have a quick look at before we head off anywhere is, do we have any contracts? We do. Field 1 is a big wheat contract going to our seed and fertilizer factory. That would create a problem. Field 8, mainly because we don't have enough storage for the likely amount of crop that would come off there, so that's just a little bit of a buggy problem. Field 8 is going to Mount Vernon, so we could put some on the train, but we have barley in field 17. Now that'll be a little bit better proposition. And field 28 and field 29. Now, as the contract completes, we won't get to keep the crop. It's just got to have enough to storage to allow us to load it. So I think what we'll do is take those 3 contracts. We're not going to borrow any of the equipment, but with this harvester, so we've got 17, 28 and 29. So field 17 is just this funny shaped field down the end, and then 28 and 29 are up at the back of the spinnery and the mill. So let's go and do field 17 first and get that one out of the way. Pull our header trailer around. Let's get the equipment down to the field. And so as you would expect, taking the header off is just a reverse of the process of putting it on. So we can, whoops. Pull the unit away. Run over there and Grab the header. And we're off. Can unfold the header. We unfolded the harvester. We have unfolded the header. Unfold the harvester. It's a big beast. Big X9. Put the header down. Turn it on. Not worrying about a straw swath here. We don't have a contract to pick up the straw. But as you can see from this field and the width of this header, this won't take us too long. The other advantage, of course, we've got, which was part of Kevin's plan here, is that with a big, almost 20,000 litre hopper on here, we should be able to get pretty much the whole field without having to do an empty, and so that'll make us pretty efficient. Our delivery from the dairy is done, so that's all good. So now we can just bring the grain truck down and take care of the grain off here. So we've got the field sorted. It's probably just as easy to cut the field first and then grab the truck. So far the first part of Kevin's plan's working out pretty well. We've got a day's worth of contracts, which will more than cover the interest for the day, or for the month. It's 750,000 at 9%. Let's call it 70,000 for the year. That means we need to be organising 5,500 a month to cover the interest. So given that we don't harvest all year, we need to generate that $70,000 in just the few months of the harvest window. So, and then it'll be fully funded and able to deal with our crop. So we will want to take on a bigger contract on a bigger field, and hopefully we'll get some that deliver to the mill. Would be really handy. I'm not aware how to stop the contracts trying to deliver to our production, and we'll see how this goes with the smaller ones, but I certainly wouldn't want to get stuck on a larger one. That would sort of mess up, and Kevin's idea in putting the production in wasn't to magically attract all of the local area grain deliveries. That's hardly realistic. It's just an unexpected byproduct. And as you can see on this field, this one's not going to take very long at all. So we've got almost 40% would be half the crop off, though we're at 30% already, and we haven't even finished the headlands, so it's going really well. Although we are going to get a little more crop here than I anticipated. So we will need to go and organise the truck. A bit of an angle problem on the end of the field there, that it's running a little bit high. What's happening here? There we go. Angle of the terrain is getting in the way and holding the header up off the ground, so we'll go around and cut it in the other direction. You can see that the guide wheels just down there at the bottom, and they're just kicking the header up out of the crop, so never mind, we'll do it the other way. As it turns out, we might just make a little bit of a cut there so that we can pick the header up. And let's go get the truck. As I mentioned in the last episode, the plan is to get another trailer for the semi, but at this stage Kevin wants to try and make do with our grain truck as it is. It'll take about a tank out of the harvester, so it's not a bad match, but it just until we get confident that we're on top of our expenses, he doesn't want to be buying another grain trailer just yet. So we'll see how we're going. As you just saw, the whole tank fitted, so that's great. Let's cut back through here. So one of the things Kevin's just noticed is the maintenance requirement on the Honeybee header. It's well down, and that's likely to be affecting the yield. So after this field, I'll head over to the shop and get that sorted while transferring the equipment to the next field. Something that he should have done before he left the store, but at least he noticed now before it causes too much of an issue. The best way to deal with this lip at the edge of the field is to approach it from this direction so we can get the full width. But just a little bit messing around. Not quite gonna get the whole field in this tank, I suspect. Which means we'll just have to run back with the truck and do an empty. There is enough fall on the edge of the field there to prevent us being able to harvest it across the end. So we'll just pick our line here. Run up and empty the truck and come back and finish this last little bit. Dropping this, we'll find out which contract the game is keen to complete first. Sometimes it's the lower field number, but it seems to be a little bit random. I'm sure there's a system to it, I just don't know what it is. Let's see here. Yep, field 29 is the one that it wants to finish. So we've done about 29% field 29. So what all that means we'll do is go and harvest field 29 next. Our weeder is just about finished weeding. Just a little bit more to go on this field. The harvester's empty. So we can commence. Just a little bit too much to top off the truck, so we'll carry a little bit of crop in the harvester with us over to field 29, but given all of the contracts are delivering to the same place, that's not going to be a drama for us. Let's pick up the header. Finish a little stripe and come back and get the blob at the end. Technical description of that section of crop. 1,500 litres. Let's see how much of it will go into the truck. Probably about 1, I'm guessing. Getting the extension on the arm was definitely, the auger arm was definitely a good move. Oh no, we got almost all of it. It's okay. And we remember now we do, one is to fold the header. It's really because we don't have any other attachments on it, it's just telling it that it's in the mode where we want to put it on the trailer. Line up our right wheel with the axle on the trailer, and that should give us the option to attach, which it does. And then down here we can back the ute with our dinky little dolly piece up to the end here. The straighter we get it, the better. Oh, we needed to put it down, didn't we? And then jump out of there. You should happily connect onto there, I think. I'll get you in the right spot. There you go. And away we go. So the ute can go back to the store to get the maintenance on the header, and we'll send the harvester up to field 29. Meanwhile, the truck we can unload up at the seed place. So the cart being brand new is fine. Now we don't want to repaint the header, but we do want to repair it. So that was an extra $2,500. So we'll go catch the harvester up and make it up to field 29. Let's drop this second load in here. It should take field 29 completion up to about 12%, I would expect. There we go. So if we just organise to get the header off here with any luck. Bit out of alignment. And just leave the other bit of that header trailer just over to the side. Whoops. Like so. Unfold the header, put it down. With any luck, we should be able to start straight off. This field's a little bit larger, but also a little bit more regular shape than the last one, so we'll quite make it to the end, but we've just got enough room there to get the truck in and empty the harvester. As it turns out, the truck's just parked up here on the edge of the road, so that'll work out quite nicely. So we'll put a second headland on. Two headlands on. Well, this is the longest edge, so we'll do the up and downs here, but we need to go and empty the truck. Let's just drop in here and see what's the state of play on that contract. We're probably getting pretty close to complete. One more load on the truck will do it. And we have that load in the harvester, so let's head on down there and get that sorted. And while we're here, we'll just stop our weeding has completed, so that's great. So that's a good job done. We have a look at our soybean field. Perfect pH, perfect nitrogen, 125% yield. This crop should be a beauty for us. So we'll see how all that comes in a couple of months' time when it's ready for harvest. And next game day or the one after, our barley should be good to go there. So it's all starting to come together. Might pop the weeder just beside the shed there, I think. Put the tractor in the shed and head back and see if we can get another truckload out of the harvester. As we drive past the sheep, notice we've got some wool that needs to move into the spinnery, so just starting to pick up the pace a little bit on the spinnery, which is excellent. It'll give us a good load of wool for next year. For now, let's get another load out of the harvester so we can restart it and we'll come close to finishing this contract. So I might just get you going on a regular worker here across this row while we run back with the truck, because by the time we get back and empty, it'll be the amount of crop delivered that we need for this contract, but also by the time we get back here the harvester will be pretty close to full, so we can get all the crop off this field today, and that'll give us 2 fields empty, 1 contract complete, and a good run-in period for our harvester. So see you in a minute back at the factory. There we go. Contract is 70%. We're fully delivered, and of course it wants to do field 28 next, so that's okay. We can progress field 28 next time. We'll just concentrate tonight on getting the crop off 29 so that we can get that one collected, and that'll be an excellent first day. So just as we were approaching, we got the warning that the harvest, or got the call that the harvester was almost full, and there he is. We'll trundle down there. Piper's out waiting for us. We might time this. There we go, full grain tank, beautifully timed. Fraction earlier would have been good. Probably shouldn't have stopped for that to water the trees back at the farm, but nonetheless we made it here, and with any luck one more tank will finish this field. Let you just top us off just ever so much. Give the harvester just a fraction more chance. It'll all fit. Yes, what will probably be the last tank in the factory for the day. We're over half the... In fact, we've transported all we need for field 28, so field 28 must be quite a bit smaller. So we'll just head back with the truck and make sure the harvester does finish getting all the crop off 29. And here we go, not much to go at this end of the field. Next turn around, probably 2 turns to get this last little bit in. We might take it off the worker. They can have an early mark and we'll finish getting the crop off. And drop it in the truck, and we'll leave the harvester down here because the other field that we need to do is just at the back of the cow pasture, the sheep pen. So just over the other side of the mill there. Just see the ripened crop through the trees. We did manage to get this last little bit in the harvester. It's been a productive day. All the equipment's worked well, and I think the size, the extra configuration options we put on will prove useful. Particularly, we can be confident tackling the next size up fields, particularly if we improve our truck capacity. So we'll see how that plays out in time. But for now, this is field 29 coming to conclusion. Because it's all our own equipment, we don't have to worry about anything particular, any quirks of the contract system. So we can just empty this into the truck, and that way we'll have a clean start next time. But if we go and have a look at the contract screen, field 29 is completed, so $6,500. Pretty much on track to cover our overnight expenses, I expect. So that'll be great. Let's collect that. Field 17, we've just got to finish delivering. And field 28, we've delivered, but we haven't cut the crop off. So we'll take care of that next time. But for now, thank you very much for watching. It's been great. Stay safe. See ya.